India has cancelled two notifications issued for tests of its long-range missiles. These tests were scheduled between the 1st and the 8th of December 2025. Now, no reasons were given for the cancellation, but one reason could be the presence of Chinese survey vessels in the Indian Ocean region. Now, these Chinese spy ships have been sent in to collect information on India's missile tests. And interestingly, this is the third cancellation of missile tests in 2025. In October, India withdrew a 3,550 kilometer NOTAM for a missile test. In November, it cancelled another missile test from the Bay of Bengal due to the presence of Chinese research vessels in the region. And in late November, China surged 4 oceanographic and research vessels into the Indian Ocean region, one of its largest such deployments in recent years. Now, one vessel includes the Lan Hai 101. It's a dual-use aquaculture research ship with ocean survey capabilities that's heading towards Galle. It's a port in Sri Lanka that's frequently used by Chinese vessels. The second such ship is the Shi Yan 6, which specializes in geophysical ocean research. It entered via the Sunda Strait and it's moving towards Port Louis in Mauritius. A third ship, the Shen Hai Yi Hao, equipped with deep-sea submersibles for underwater surveys, been operating south of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And finally, the Lan Hai 201 that is conducting surveys near Diego Garcia and Southeast Asia. Now, China has the world's largest fleet of civilian oceanographic research and survey vessels. It has over 60 such ships. Now, over 80% of these ships are believed to be dual-use platforms, which mean they have civil and military functions. China has the world's largest fleet of civilian oceanographic research and survey ships. It has over 60 such ships, and over 80% of these ships are believed to be dual-use platforms, which means they have civil and military functions. Now, these ships are primarily oceanographic vessels. They're meant to collect information on the seabed, like temperature and salinity, which would enable the Chinese to operate ships and submarines in the region. But they also have a dual role to track the performance of missiles, Indian missiles, when they are fired. They can collect data on the trajectory, speed, and impact points of these missiles. It will allow China to create a library, a threat library, in fact, of missiles, allowing them to instantly track and identify each Indian missile with their radar cross-section, infrared signature, flight profile, and telemetry patterns. Now, India conducts missile tests in the Bay of Bengal through the integrated test range at Chandipur or the APJ Abdul Kalam Island in Odisha. Now, the preferred launch window is between October and June to avoid the monsoon months. But how does China know when India will test its missiles? That's because India issues NOTAMs, or notices to all airmen. That's issued by the DGCA, which warns all ships and aircraft to stay away from the area. It creates a no-fly zone for aircraft and a no-go zone for ships. Now, these NOTAMs are issued by the DGCA at least 3 weeks before the tests, and these specify coordinates, dates, and ranges. This gives China enough time to move its ships from the east coast of China or Hainan Island in the South China Sea. It takes about 14 days for a ship to move from Shanghai to Colombo, for instance, to give you an idea of how long it takes. Now, the length of the NOTAM, the area that the NOTAM covers, is also a giveaway as to the type of missile being test fired. Now, a 3,545 kilometer range NOTAM like this one is believed to have been a planned test rather, for India's 4,000 kilometer range submarine launched ballistic missile, the K4. And China would be extremely interested in knowing more about these China-specific missiles like the K4 and, of course, the Agni series long-range IRBMs. Now, China also deploys long-range phased array radars that are capable of detecting launches from thousands of kilometers away. Earlier this year, in 2025, it deployed a large phased array radar in Yunnan province here, near the Myanmar border. Now, this radar has a range of 5,000 kilometers. It covers all of eastern India, including India's test ranges in Odisha. What can India do to counter China's snooping? Well, India has few options. One, it has to test its long-range missiles over the open ocean because it has no such long-range land-based test ranges. Now, the Chinese vessels operate in international waters, as every other country is entitled to do so. At best, missile tests can be cancelled to deny data to the Chinese spy ships, but that has a flip side. It curtails India's own missile development program. Now, with China flooding the Indian Ocean region with its ships, its spy ships, this cat and mouse game is set to continue.